Hey everyone, this is Befale with a new series I wanted to introduce to Shoryuken Tube. As you might have already noticed, this is actually a live recording rather than scripted edited footage. I consider it the #1 priority of the FGC to help ease new players into fighting games, and in my experience, there are three very serious stumbling blocks for new players who are trying to enter the genre. First, people are often too afraid to boot up ranked and start seriously competing in fear that they're going to get smashed by good players. Pretty much everyone starts at zero, and I want to show that it's not a big deal not only to play, but also to lose. Losing can actually be really fun in a fighting game. Two, a lot of new players are unable to figure out what they should be doing to improve, so I want to show off some basic strategies you can employ to spot weak areas and centralize your game. Three, fighting games are really overwhelming and sometimes hard to enjoy when you're new, but I already like fighting games, so hopefully even if you're not good, you can vicariously enjoy them through me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick a new character each episode. I'm going to make a short game plan. Then I'm going to take the character for a few ranked matches, and then win or lose, I'm going to watch the replay of the match and see if I can find some weak areas. And from there, we might even go into training mode and find some way to deal with it for next time. Since this is the first episode, my first subject is going to be Ryu. So here's my game plan with Ryu. I want to be able to consistently anti-air jump-ins and footsies. That's really important at all skill levels. This should be at the top of your game plan too, regardless of which character you play. Anti-airs are super important, but they're even more important for Ryu because the second bullet point, I want to be able to throw a lot of fireballs. Fireballs really prevent the opponent from moving in or using pokes, or you get a lot of chip damage on them. They have a lot of utility as Ryu, and the one main counter to a fireball is jumping over it. So fireballs incentivize the jumps, which allow me to anti-air, and anti-airs dissuade the jumps, which allow me to throw a lot of fireballs. These two tools work in perfect tandem with each other. So it's really important that I'm playing up this mix-up to the best that I can with Ryu, I feel. Third, I want to be really mindful of my opponent's meteor anti-fireball options. This is really important. If you want to throw a bunch of fireballs, your anti-air won't necessarily prevent something like an EX attack going through a fireball. So I've got to be very careful of my opponent's anti-air, anti-fireball options and where I should throw fireballs so that I can prevent them. I want to be able to use pokes in footsies, crouch medium punch, stand medium kick, stand hard punch, crouch medium kick, close range fireballs. I want to be able to still have a good footsie game, even in the range where fireballs are not necessarily the best thing to go for. I want to still be able to push my opponent back out into the range where fireballs versus jumps is the mix-up. And this is my best hope at kind of a semi mid-screen defense, close range defense, quarter screen defense, I suppose. Finally, I really want to prevent getting pushed to the corner. This is important, again, at all levels of play, but especially it's more important the higher level you get. I want to resist getting pushed into the corner. I want to be able to use my block strings to stay out of the corner. I don't want to be constantly backing up in the scenario where I'm trying to get far enough away that I can do my fireball mix-up. And I don't want to get put in the corner and looped in pressure, so I'm going to be really careful about that. This is my whole game plan. I'm not a Ryu main, but I do have a lot of fighting game knowledge and experience, and I made this little priority list based on my own expectations of what I could do. So if you're a better Ryu player than me, your version is going to be a lot more like full and elaborate than mine is. And if you're a new player, you should set your sights really low and kind of work your way up to this kind of list. Your game plan might look more like this. If you don't know what kind of game plan you should have, I've actually got a section on my Shoryuken Tube character tutorials dedicated to simple ones at the end of each video. So just check those and you'll get a decent starting point. This guy has an extremely strange way of playing. He's been incredibly defensive. Oh, that was weird. I meant to do background us, but I landed on a side that I wasn't expecting to land on. Put it like that. That was a nice V-reverse. I should have died for that, and I am. I got the counter hit and everything. He hasn't tried for walk in for that once. Uh-oh. I'm dead. Huh? Huh? Yeah. That was good. I should have been looking for that, but I was looking for other stuff.
Round 2. Fight.
the combo. Oh shit, I wanted medium DP. Not good. Looks like he wasn't expecting to hit me. Nope, not like that. Scary. I was waking up with Stand Fierce.
Final round. Fight.
I feel like that makes me so nervous. There's the walk-in. It's the first time he's actually done it. If I beat 3-frame attacks? Don't actually know. Oh, not like that. Gotcha. Remove some white health with that one. That could have been a completed combo, which would have stunned him. That would have been really good. I'd have liked that one. Didn't play it right. Stun combo would have been really good. It's a really bad EX Fireball, really. What did it do? He's probably looking for a EX Hooligan pretty soon. I'm going to try and DP it! Oh, I got him. EX Hooligan was something that he had shown willingness to use for the entire set. As his main answer to, he should have been using regular jump into dive kick, but medium DP with the right timing would still have anti-air to jump. I could just react between EX Hooligan and jump, and then done medium DP late for the jump, and it would have caught a dive kick or non-dive kick, or I could have done medium DP immediately for the EX Hooligan because it flashes orange as soon as it happens, so it's fairly easy to react to. Alright, here we are after the fact. Let's check out this replay. Now, the thing about Cammy, the thing about the list I made of things I wanted to do, is I wanted to have consistent anti-airs first and foremost, and then I wanted to throw a lot of fireballs second. And those are both, I would call, Ryu's primary game plan. Oh, I gotta figure out how to pause.
Round one. Fight.
I would say those are both the core of defensive Ryu, and I think that defensive Ryu is probably okay in this matchup. But consistent anti-airs against Cammy are quite difficult because she's got the EX dive kick, which is quite hard to react to, the V-trigger dive kick, which is quite hard to react to, the regular dive kick, which, while it's not that good, at least gives her two different jump arcs, jump angles to come in on. Ryu's medium DP should be able to beat both, but anti-air normals, such as stand hard kick, are going to be more inconsistent. So I can't really use slow anti-airs at all in the fear of an EX dive kick. And I can't really use, like, stand hard kick kind of slow anti-airs, and I can't really use anti-airs with long motions. And of course, the thing about Ryu, which I didn't really think about when I was initially fighting Cammy, is that you can do a parry, and that has 3-frame startup and enables punishes on dive kicks. I wasn't really thinking about that in the moment, but parry is a very good response to the dive kick, the V-trigger dive kick and the EX dive kick. When you see them, you can actually parry them. That's one thing that I should have been thinking about in this that kind of brings out the ability for me to anti-air. I was thinking about his traditional, just to hit the opponent anti-airs, and not about his V-skill anti-air. And the other thing is that Cammy's one of the hardest characters to throw fireballs against because she's got the V-skill to go through fireballs, but she has to do it predictably, but it's safe, so even if she does it predictably, it's not that bad, depending on your ability to punish it. And then she can DP through fireballs from close if you've got good reactions. It's kind of a specific range where it works. And then she's also got EX Spiral Arrow through Fireballs. She's got V-Trigger Spiral Arrow through Fireballs. She's got Hooligan and EX Hooligan to potentially go through them. She's got EX Jump EX Dive Kick to go through Fireballs. And she's also got her super is probably the best fireball punishing super in the entire game because it can punish them basically from as close as you can do the super to also to full screen. So that I was thinking about a lot of those options, but a lot of them are very specific. Like she can't do, it's very hard to actually jump on reaction to the fireball and then EX dive kick and have it still punish the fireball. You basically have to be at a very specific range, and have a very like low lag environment. And that also requires EX, or V-trigger stuff requires V-trigger, super requires super, and V-skill, again, you can actually parry that on reaction, and I wasn't thinking about parry there, but parry, V-skill is normally, I think, plus on block, but if you parry it, I think it's Ryu who actually gets the punish and not Cammy, who gets the pressure. So I should have been thinking about those things, but definitely this was a hard matchup to demonstrate consistent anti-air and consistent fireballs, especially with me not thinking about V skill as a way to use that. Anyway, on to the actual match. Here we are. I'm gonna periodically pause. That was a really. Normally, when you jump in, this is already going so fast. Normally, when you jump in, you should have a thing that you should be expecting to jump over. Jumps are really. I mean, you should jump a lot if the opponent demonstrates that they. I shouldn't say you should. You can jump a lot if the opponent demonstrates they're not very good at anti-airing. But Cammy has back strong, she's got all of her DPs, and she's got basically no attacks that are really jumpable. If you're jumping in, you're basically hoping that you're going to meet her midair because that's the only situation where Ryu is really good jumping in on Cammy. Normally when you jump in, you want to look for an attack that you can jump over and have your jump be the predictive answer to that thing, like for example a fireball. If you predict a fireball from the right ranges, you can jump over and get a full jump and punish. Cammy doesn't really have anything that is jump in punishable. And I do a lot of reckless jumping in this match, so definitely that was. I'm not really trying to keep the range at all. It's kind of hard to keep the range anyway. That was poorly timed meaty by me. No anti-air. That's going to be a consistent theme, I think. That was an empty cancel. Empty cancels are really good against people who want to approach. Kind of aggressive. That was me trying to anti-air that. So Cammy's EX dive kick, that EX hooligan, she can just jump and dive kick. The EX hooligan kind of gives you more reaction time as the opponent fighting Cammy. EX jump, EX dive kick is a lot better, I feel, than hooligan EX dive kick. That might all change because season 2 is about to come out as of this recording, and I've heard EX dive kick is minus, while hooligan dive kick I think isn't changed. I don't know. We'll have to actually see the changes. Um, Theoretically, I could parry that on reaction just to the yellow, but she can actually grab from it too, so that's not a great response. If it's the hooligan, I can just medium DP it because you can see from the second she leaves the ground, she's flashing yellow. You can just react to that. And medium DP probably is what I should have done. She can't change the angle of it because I think it just tracks. But I wasn't really looking for that. I didn't yet have the idea that this guy was constantly going for medium hooligans. But I definitely would have been looking for that in retrospect. That was a really nice punish from him. I didn't really get the confirm there. See how that was crouch jab, crouch strong? I went for that. That was a counter hit combo. I went for crouch jab trying to get a counter hit, and crouch strong trying to get the counter hit combo. That normally combos, I think. I think you can actually do crouch jab stand strong. I don't know if you'll still be able to do that in beta 2. I hope I don't keep on bringing beta 2, season 2. I hope I don't keep up bringing season 2, but it's just kind of pertinent right now. But crouch jab stand strong would have been a much better reaction confirm, because if I got crouch jab stand strong, I could then combo out of the stand strong on reaction into like a, I don't know if you're still in range for stand short there, or maybe like stand crouch medium kick or something like that. I think I would have still had combo options from the light into medium link there. But the thing, if I went from crouch jab to crouch strong, the link that I tried for, I had to cancel it immediately. I had to react very, very quickly to the counter hit. I had to react by the second hit of my 2-hit string to the counter hit from the first hit. So that was like a really difficult counter hit to get. But if I did crouch jab stand strong, I then could have linked from the stand strong. I would have had much more reaction time, and then I probably wouldn't have canceled this blocked attack, not realizing that I hadn't gotten the link from the counter hit. So that was just an execution error from me, but he failed to catch it. That was pretty nice. So far, I've done a decent job staying out of the corner. That was a low forward that happened to work out really well for me for the low profile. Bad jump in. I don't know why I keep doing that. That's a nice little trick where you can do. Stand strong, stand forward. A lot of people get kind of antsy by the second stand strong, and the stand forward, a lot of people they have the idea that they're out of range and they're not really in pressure anymore and they can hit buttons. But stand strong to stand forward from that range is decent to catch people pushing buttons because people aren't usually going for light normals or anything quick from that far away. And if you get the stand forward into V-trigger confirm, you can get Stairman House stand light kick into medium Tatsu. Really nice little link combo that does nice damage. It probably would have nearly closed it out right there. Using your V-trigger as a confirm, normally Ryu can't get anything from far stand medium kick. Using V-trigger as a confirm can give you new options that you don't really have available. It's important to think about stuff like that. I'm glad that I didn't use V-trigger very much at all in the sets that I was running, trying to get some nice replays. And I should have been doing something like that at every round. And if you're a budding replayer, you should try and do something like that every round. Maybe not with far stand medium kick, maybe with crouch fierce and combos, or maybe maybe to pause the screen to help you react to a fireball that you can super through or something like that. There's a lot of different ways that you can use V trigger. The really good one is the unblockable setups that I actually don't show off anywhere in my sets, even though I theoretically know them. I didn't have the inclination. I didn't have the inkling. I didn't have the idea to go for them in the sets. It's unfortunate. I wish I could have showed those off, but whatever. That's an anti-air DP for me. I was actually watching for it. I'm usually watching for it quite a lot at endgame. Can I just say right now that Cammy, instead of sweeping, could have done a spiral arrow to kill me? I'm usually watching for it by endgame because I know the opponent needs something desperate to win, but I should be watching for it all the time. Here I just completely blank out. I was expecting a V-skill, but like the jump was so much more obvious and I still could have DP'd the jump or the V-skill. So DP was the thing to be looking for there. But even then I could have just like thrown a fireball or something. I could have actually chipped him out with he didn't have hold on, timeout. He didn't have V reversal, and I had super, so I could have just got him to block anything and then just canceled my way into a super, and he would have just been guaranteed dead. Or I could have just got point blank and well, I don't know. Cammy has a meterless thing to go through that, so she could have DP'd me if I just did point blank super. I had to cancel into it. Right here, I kind of don't do anything and get thrown. In the video, I was kind of surprised, but the reason I was kind of hanging back there, not really sure what to do. I was trying to walk away. I wasn't trying to get thrown, but I didn't tech a throw because I didn't want to throw him. Because when I did that jump Tatsu, I thought he like put down the stick or whatever. He wasn't doing anything when I did that jump Tatsu, and it just worked. I've tried to do the jump Tatsu to catch him with a jump in from a range that Ryu can't normally do a jump in. But the fact that I got him looking like he wasn't playing, that was a nice neutral jump. Every now and then neutral jumps can work out against Cammy because she jumps in a lot, and your neutral jump interacts nicely with her jump in most of the time. I don't even know why I did that. Right there. How do you go back? I don't want to go back that far. Right there, I did neutral jump hard kick, and I actually got the hit on the hard kick, and then I didn't move forward at all, but Ryu can actually move forward a little bit, and then get like a closer stand strong. You've got a little bit of time to move after you like land a jump in heavy attack, even if you land it kind of high. I definitely should have looked for that, and even if I didn't look for that, I could have just landed dead stand strong and then linked super. So there were like combo avenues there that I didn't get that I could have gotten if I was thinking about it a little bit harder. It's important to know all of your combo avenues. That was definitely a mistake I made right there. His super would have been pretty nice to land. I don't know. I could probably win without super at this health. Ugh. That guy wasn't ready. That was like mistakes from both of us. Really bad mistakes from both of us. First of all, I did a really sloppy DP motion that came out as a super. You can always avoid that by doing a motion that's straight towards the opponent. No, hold on. How does it go? Down towards, and then down towards, and then a punch. It does not have any straight towards anywhere in the motion. It's usually called the crouching Shoryuken motion. I've done a couple videos on it if you want to search YouTube for them or whatever. Crouching DP motion, etc. If you do that, you'll never get a super. I didn't do it. It's really good for anti-airs because you stay crouching the entire time, and thus makes it harder to hit you when the opponent's coming in, which lets you do the DP a little bit deeper. I definitely should have done it like that, and if I did anti-air DP, I would be in this situation with a full bar and a Cammy with about half as much health instead of getting thrown. He jumped in. He thought he was going to eat a super. I don't know what he thought. This guy, I have no idea. But what he should have thought was either this is going to hit me and it won't matter what I do, or it's not going to hit me and I could do my full jumping combo. So he should have just always tried to do his full jumping combo, but he was caught totally off guard. He did jump medium kick, then he did nothing, then he threw me, and I was expecting it comboed, so I didn't do anything, so I wasn't ready to take a throw. We just weren't. You should always be ready for the opponent to do something smart, and we both just kind of weren't ready at all. It was a really bad situation for both of us, very, very sloppy. Little sloppy moments like that are big show that people aren't really super acquainted with their characters or that scenario. Again, he could have gone for a combo that could have killed me. Not killed me, but like done a lot of damage. Really bad jump in from me, really ish. Kind of bad jump in from him. He didn't dive though. He could have dived maybe. Would have made it worse anyway. Anti-air DP is what I should have been doing from the beginning, and I managed to catch him with the low short there. I wasn't ready to combo the full conversion from that short, so I'm glad that it killed him. From that, Ryu, you're kind of far away after blocking that spiral arrow. I let him V-skill. Because I let him V-skill, he got some pressure on me. Because he got pressure, he got a throw mix-up. I got a little bit of stuff right there from the anti-cancel and the momentum from that. A neutral jump that didn't do anything. I really shouldn't be doing those. Did not. It's okay to block those. Kenny at least burns the bar when she does EX dive kick or EX hooligan dive kick. Her burning the bar is better than it's almost worth it. That wasn't the right combo. That wasn't the right combo either. So when I did stand strong, I probably could have canceled to EX Tatsu. I probably could have done stand strong, low fierce, stay medium punch, low hard punch, and that probably would have been better than what I did. Probably would have hit from that range. Probably would have got nice damage if I canceled to uppercut. Um, and then immediately afterwards, I had a nice combo opportunity as well that I did a block string that didn't work, and I could have made it into a. This is V trigger. He had a low four. He had stand fierce actually into spiral arrow that he could have done instead. I didn't have very good block strings with Ryu. I wasn't really sure what all. It was homemade block strings. I don't only pay half attention when I'm fighting other. That's a nice jab, I guess. Only pay half attention when I'm fighting other Ryus to the kinds of block strings they're doing, and I've never like looked up a guide on reblock strings, so it's just things that are plus frames into things that are fast enough to follow them, and it's my intuition on that sort of thing. So definitely I could have cleaned up the plus frames on that. I don't have any like specific thing that I should have practiced from that round, from that match. But I definitely there were a lot of times where he got in that I had to deal with the mix-up. I was confused the entire time on how I was supposed to deal with being able to throw fireballs and being able to consistently anti-air. And what I should have done in training mode after the match, what I did do in training mode after the match, was puzzle over what options Ryu had to actually have consistent anti-airs against Cammy. And the thing I came up with was the V skill. So definitely that was the missing piece. Whenever you have a match where you kind of feel like something you don't understand how someone's supposed to do something, how you're supposed to win, how you're supposed to get around your opponent's tools, you should probably take it to training mode. Look at the way like record Cammy doing a EX dive kick and see what of your attacks beat it, or what of your attacks can put you in an advantageous situation afterwards. It also really helps to find other Ryu versus Cammy matches online on CFN or on YouTube, and find very skillful people playing the matchup. For example, like Daigo, or I don't know, some good Cammy player, Kozunoko, and watch what they do in that kind of scenario and see what you can glean from that, because oftentimes the pros will already know the answers and they can help you. That's pretty much it with that one.
Round one. Fight.
Cut man, huh? He's dashing in a lot. That was kind of cool. Unfortunately, I did nothing with it. The slide. That was an unsafe slide. It didn't matter that it was unsafe if I didn't do anything about it. If I got hit. Ooh. Good. That's a setup. I'm dead, am I? Stun? Not quite. If I did that the first time, that would have been a lot better. That was nice. Did a lot of damage too. I guess the normal amount. At least I got a whole lot of meter. Shit. Just have to walk in and get a button. Probably jump strong next time I see that. See what he does, see if he even uses it again. That wasn't a punish. That might have been, I didn't tech. Caught me hitting low forward. Unless wasn't able to anti-air. Nice tech from him. Trying to preempt the dash in. He hasn't gone for one though. Not a while. I think he sees that I'm doing that. Oh. Tell me that was a punish. That was nice. I gotta jump in for that. Scary. Tried the medium DP, but the angle was not good. Did not react to that. Ah, shit. I'm dead, aren't I? Very good, very good. Alright, here's me against that Vega player. Vega's a character where it's a lot easier to consistently anti-air him because he doesn't have a good way of altering his normal jump, and he's got very limited options off of his flying Barcelona attack. And he doesn't have a great way around close fireballs. He's got to be at kind of a specific range to be able to use V-skill to get around them. And if your V-skill's really far fireballs, you can actually chase them in and hit him out of his V-skill, potentially. He doesn't get any V meter from just dodging, he has to land the V skill too. So definitely I didn't throw nearly as many fireballs as I could have. I noticed that almost immediately. Vega has kind of bad anti-air, and a lot of the time I was doing a block string into jump in because it's really hard for Vega to anti-air. A good Vega would have done probably jump back button, jump back jab, or jump back air throw or something like that to catch me doing that, or else would have just dashed forward or I don't know. Vega doesn't really have great options against that, but he definitely has some options against that. Jump back attack would have been pretty nice for those really close jump ins. I go for that a lot, and this guy has a really bad job of dodging them. I said earlier that you should watch for things that people tend to. You should watch for attacks that you can get jump in punishes on as a reason to jump. But every time you get the opponent to block a jump in, you kind of get a mix up between a frame trap and a throw, for example, or whatever else your character has. And Ryu would be frame trap versus throw. And because you get something out of a jump in, even if it's just white damage, if the opponent is anti-airing no jumps, and if you're getting damage occasionally with the jumps, then it's still kind of good to go for jumps. You just have to remember that that won't necessarily work against a better opponent, someone who anti-airs every single time. That's important. It's important to think about stuff like that. No anti-air from me. That would have been good. Did not react to the forward dash. So a lot of characters, when they have certain knockdowns, will have a setup that they can go for after that knockdown. I know a lot of them. I didn't know Vega forward throw into towards Fierce. Towards Fierce is a pretty bad button from Vega in terms of frame data, but a pretty great button in terms of range. He got a crush counter off of it, so I'm guessing it is a true meaty because I'm pretty sure I hit a reversal normal of some variety. I maybe could have potentially even punished it if I blocked it, but I didn't even try and block it. That Vega player lands a lot of forward throws, and I do not get forward thrown very much against Vega. So I wasn't really ready for that scenario, and he was. He was really ready for it. Pay very close attention to whenever your opponent knocks you down, what attacks they use to knock you down, and what they get follow-ups out of. That's super important. I was definitely caught off guard by that one, and that put me in a bunch of really bad situations in a row. Mistimed that throw. It wouldn't have worked anyway because I teched the throw, but it was almost. I'm dead to these mix-ups, so I'm glad he didn't get any mix-ups there. I landed, tried to do V-trigger from the first medium kick, missed it. Got V-trigger from the second medium kick. 2 medium kicks in a row didn't really make any sense. That was kind of a bad salvage, and I ended up wasting my V-trigger for it. If I got it the first time, it would have been pretty nice. Even V-trigger from stand medium kick there was kind of strange. I'm sure I could have done something better. The neutral jump was kind of weird. Maybe background house or something like that, or just walk-in jab or walk-in throw would have been really good. I should have been looking for that like that. Got a jump in. He was doing a reckless V-scale. Again, I'm really not looking for anti-airs almost at all, and I'm really not looking for fireballs almost at all. And because of that, he has really good screen position. That time he dashed in and threw me, the way he's moving in and using normals, fireballs would just halt this immediately. I should have been looking for that a lot more. There's a jump in. Vega has some attacks you can jump in on. That's one of them. But it's not a very good thing to predict. Whenever Vega does that off the wall, I'm pretty sure he can't easily or even at all beat Ryu doing a well-timed jump towards medium punch, which hits him out of the air, and then Ryu can juggle into background house or super or EX DP or whatever you want to juggle into. I should have, even if Vega hangs back, which he did, just to see what I would do. Even if Vega hangs back, if Ryu jumps forward, he gets a bunch of ground. I didn't jump forward, I didn't get a bunch of ground. It's really important to think about stuff like that. I wasn't thinking about it in the moment. Again, fireballs would be beating a lot of these weird kind of grounded pokes he's doing. I'm not throwing almost any grounded fireballs. He's not jumping in very much, so I'd probably have good success with it. These jumps don't really do anything. I'm trying to preempt a jump, but it's just a really bad habit I have. So what I tried to do there was I saw a move that can be safe or unsafe depending on range. I'm pretty sure it was pretty minus there. I don't actually know even now if it was punishable, so one thing that I should do in training mode after this is test the ranges where that's punishable and that's not. But what I did was crutch medium kick into EX Tatsu. EX Tatsu because it was the only thing that would combo on crouching Vega from that far away from crutch medium kick. What I definitely should have done was stand light kick into EX Tatsu. I probably should have just done stand light kick by itself because I wasn't really sure if it was going to punish or not. I might as well have just taken the button that would most likely punish it. Stand light punch is out of range from there, and stand light kick is only 1 frame slower. If I did stand light kick, it would have tested safely whether he was punishable. And if I was pretty sure it was going to punish, I could do stand light kick into EX Tatsu. It's really important when you're not really sure if you're going to get a punish or not, if the move is punishable or not, especially for moves that are punishable based on range rather than what the attack is. It's important to punish with your fastest thing to be on the safe side. And I didn't do that. Stand light kick into EX Tatsu works, and I could have just done that instead. So that would have been smart, and what I did was actually very punishable. I don't know if that was a punish, though. Again, I didn't try. I didn't take into account the setup. He doesn't really get a real setup there. Towards Fierce is like, he can't do a mix-up with the Towards Fierce. I could just block the Towards Fierce and I'd be fine. I'm jumping in quite a lot, not throwing fireballs. Like, I'm doing all these, like, I'm trying to preempt him dashing in with these crouch medium kicks and these crouch medium punches. I'm trying to catch a dash in. But, like, if I'm trying to catch a dash in or trying to beat a poke with my counter pokes, what I really should have been doing was probably close range fireballs. Because close range fireballs are really hard for Vega to react to. From like a hard fireball from this far away would be really hard for him to react to. It'd be possible for him to counter poke, but it'd be really hard for him to react to. And I could get a bunch of damage, and I could also, that would also beat a forward dash or something like that, and it would also push him out and get some block damage even if you just blocked it. So it's basically a winning scenario on 3 counts for me, and I wasn't looking for it at all. I was looking for the wrong thing, and then I did anti-air there. You should always be thinking about fireballs and uppercuts in neutral. With Ryu, it's just flat out, like, you know, it's how he plays. Nice jump in from him. Terrible conversion. I think that was supposed to be a super. That's my best guess. Failed super. I got a random jump in. Should not have even gone for that. Bad jump. It's a jump is kind of like a ghetto shimmy in the sense that you can catch people attacking throws and then come down on them with like full jumping combos, as whereas a shimmy kind of moves out of the range and then punishes it. The thing about a jump is if the opponent techs on reaction to the jump, or rather if the opponent techs without reacting to the jump, then they can usually block in time. And if they tech with the time that they should have been able to react, that's the only scenario where that works. Like, he probably could have reacted. Maybe online was a factor, but he probably could have reacted to the fact that I jumped and not tech to throw. But he didn't react, so the jump in worked. But like, if I shimmied, it works. I can just always punish the throw tech on reaction with my shimmy. A jump works on the same principles that a shimmy does, but it has a lower success rate because a jump has a very fixed timing, whereas you can control the timing of a shimmy based on how far back you move and how far forward you move. Something I should have been thinking about. Very close to a stun there, and he did a reversal stand light kick trying to use his fastest normal as a wake up option. I let it happen. I should have definitely had a media attack there. That would have killed him if he was going for wake up stand short. As early as possible frame stand short. Literally any media would have stunned him, and then I would have won immediately. That was a mistake on my part. He's -2 after that. What I should have done I puzzled over this one for a little while, especially in the game. I should have done walk towards the corner and then an uppercut, and either, well, he was gonna cross over my head, but it was gonna give the autocorrect uppercut. I was gonna uppercut the other way because it was gonna fix up the motions. That was the best way out of that. I could have also parried it, I guess, but that wouldn't have been a good scenario for me because he could have just empty jumped and landed and thrown me or something. I could have jumped back and attacked him coming off the wall. That's not great, but it would have been okay. I could have jumped up trying to meet him with a jump strong or something like that. Most of my like conventional anti-airs, I'm pretty sure crouch fierce and stand hard kick and stuff like that would have just whiffed. So I had to go for a kind of weird anti-air there. I wasn't ready for that wall jump at all, and I was kind of at the wrong range to be able to anti-air it. But when you get the opponent to the corner, you should be thinking about stuff like that. I kind of took away this ending. Definitely letting him dash in was me not representing pokes and me not representing fireballs. And then dash in command grab into dash in command grab. I don't know the Oki timing on that. If I was going to be studious about the way that played out, I would go into training mode and I would record Vega doing command grab, dash in command grab, and then I would see what Ryu could do to get out of it. Like if I could hold up to get out. So I'd probably record 2, one where it was dashing command grab versus dash in normal, or dashing command grab versus. Well, that's it. Command grab into dash and command grab, or command grab into dash and normal. I'd have those two probably both on at the same time, and I'd try and find, or I'd be alternating between them. I'd try to find things that could get out of both, because a backdash might get me out semi-harmlessly against a fast enough normal to catch me, or a slow normal might fail to catch me, and backdash would also be invincible to throws. Or maybe I have time to jump. I don't know how much time there is. That's the flat out of the matter. I don't know if it's a true meaty throw. I don't know if reversal throw would have beat it. I don't know if reversal normals would have beat it. I don't know anything about it. I didn't know the Oki timing on that at all, the Okizeme timing. So definitely, whenever you have a scenario like that where you just get completely like caught up by lack of knowledge about the matchup, you should always look up those scenarios in training mode when you're done with the match. See what your character can do to escape those, and make sure you don't fall into those again, unless it is a true mix-up. It might have been a true mix-up. I might have just lost, just because it was a really, it was just a gamble scenario. And I could have just jumped, and that was the mix-up where he could have just attacked me and punished my jump. That may have been how it played out, but I didn't know. That's the whole point. And if I did know, I would have been in a better scenario, even just knowing that he was potentially going to play the risky game versus the non-risky game.
Fight.
I definitely didn't throw enough fireballs last time. This guy demonstrated the willingness to jump over fireballs predictably as soon as things started going bad. So I think I can overwhelm his fireballs with my own. I think he's... Oh, no. I had the read to jump in. Fuck. That was supposed to cancel the hard DP. I had the read to jump in the same time he did. Ah, I got baited. That was too obvious. Huh? Whoa, I was slow. I blame lag on that one. That's not a super hard punish. I think this is the kind of guy who throws 2 fireballs and immediately jumps in. 3 fireballs and immediately jumps in. Nope. Calmly moving. Did not anti-air. That would have been really nice. A helpful anti-air. Tried to bait a DP. Get close and then anti. Here it comes. Oh, he knows. I've turned it off. It's too obvious. Here comes the jump. There it was. I was ready for it, but I wasn't ready for it. Oh, thank God. He like threw it away. Midi low strong was pretty scary. I probably should have reversaled that just to reset the scenario instead of letting him be at plus frames. Did not anti-air. Stammer House would have been good there. Got my far away combo. Oh, tagged me. Trying to get out of the corner, but I was a bit desperate. Shit. Everything's fine. Was not ready to convert a combo there, I'll say that much. Here comes the jump. I knew. A little early on the DP. Missed my full connect. Check this out. Over. Oh. I don't know the timing on that. A little late, but it still worked. But he could have given me problems with a jump in EX dive kick or something like that. Not this time. That time, though. That was just a mistake on his part. It's a shame. I literally won every round against that guy due to one of his mistakes. Alright, let's take a look at this Ken player. This one was a little bit laggier than the others in the match, so that affected things just a little bit the way I was playing. I was a little bit more cautious, more unwilling to take risks or do certain attacks, as I usually am whenever it's laggy. Alright, yeah, whatever. Ken is a character where it's not too hard to consistently anti-air him, and it's also not very hard at all to throw a bunch of fireballs. And I tried to keep that in mind while playing him. I was being really careful about my fireballs because I didn't know what kind of Ken this was. You see how I got that jump in, that anti-air DP on the jump? People get really dissuaded when you consistently anti-air them. They stop going for jump-ins a lot. And usually when you get a nice anti-air DP, you can kind of turn up the pressure. You can dial up the fireball game a lot. I didn't really think about that. I thought about it a little bit. But see, I'm still like trying to wait for the jump in. But he's probably not going to jump in until I throw like more reckless fireballs. Not ready for the confirm there. Light punch, light kick was like maybe the right thing to go for based on the weird scenario we were in when we landed. It's my fastest normal into the confirm combo from it. From that, I could have done light tatsu, medium tatsu, hard DP, one of those. Hard DP would have been damage, medium tatsu would have been corner carry and consistency and I don't know what. Probably hard DP was the right option. Oh, medium tatsu has better Okizeme, I think, too. Probably hard DP would have been the right option, but I wasn't ready for it, so I just went for a reset into stand hard kick, which is pretty reckless because I think Ken can just duck that. Or it might be minus. I don't remember. There's some reason you don't do... Well, hard kick is really slow anyway. And the point is, I wasn't ready for that confirm to work. Even though I knew it was the right confirm to go for, I wasn't ready for my success. So that was just complete. Should have been looking for that. Reversal Tatsu, not ready for the punish. I think I missed that twice in this set. Light Tatsu is 3 frames, and it is unsafe. And you can just punish it on reaction. I definitely should have been looking for that. A bit sloppy on my part. I blamed lag on that in the live, but really, when it whiffs, it probably was lag to some small degree, but stand hard kick is just inconsistent against light DP, especially a whiffed light DP. I think that was light. I don't know. It could have been medium. So I probably should have just punished with towards Fierce combo, or even Stand Strong Crouch Fierce. Something like that would have been probably really consistent and good, and I wouldn't have had to... I picked my Crush Counter normal just because it's the right thing to do after a DP, and theoretically the most rewarding. But I should have gone for consistency. I should have gone for something that would have definitely hit in time, versus... That's just a character and experience from me. Hard Kick was, you know, my bread and butter Crush Counter. But that's not always the right thing to do, even in a crush counter scenario, if your reactions aren't up to point, or if the scenario is really hard to get the crush counter punished, like it was there. Anyway, really bad jump on my part. Did get me out of the corner. He should have anti-aired me. Fireballs. I'm being so timid with fireballs. I really could afford to throw a lot more than I'm throwing. I'm kind of afraid of him jumping in right now, just because it's the only way I can still lose. That's an important thing. That's something I'm basically not talking about at all. But it's not really that risky to not throw fireballs. Every fireball invites a risk that the opponent could jump in and get like a big combo on you. And I would just take a ton of health if he got like a big jumping combo right now. Whereas he needs to get a lot of damage on me through pressure, which is not so easy to do if you can't get a free jump in. You can just, even if you're even outside that scenario, even if you've got a pretty good control on DPs versus fireballs, it can be dangerous to throw fireballs. It's kind of okay that I'm not going for them right now. That was reckless. I don't know Ken's frame data on stand hard kick. I think he's minus afterwards. That was an empty cancel. Tried to shimmy him. Kind of bad spacing, kind of bad timing. Interesting reversal normal from him. I'm still being so timid about throwing fireballs. Really not helping me at all. There's one. There's another. I was really expecting the forward jump there. I said it aloud, and then I still got hit. I don't know what he did. Low strong is plus. That was like the right normal to go for, and he could have frame trapped me for the kill there fairly easily. Just low strong, slightly delayed stand light kick would have killed me. There are like a lot of ways for him to win. Don't know why I wasn't ready for that. I actually could have landed and walked in a little bit and got stand strong crouch fierce there, and it would have done more damage than the low forward. I realized that I wasn't point blank in that scenario, so I just did the low medium kick instead of the low hard punch. It's good to be able to salvage combos like that. That's a little bit of combo mastery. I've got like a little from my sets playing online. I got a little bit of Ryu combo knowledge that I could react to scenarios where crouch fierce probably wouldn't work and just go for crouch forward instead. You can see that as I played longer. That was a nice step kick. There it is. He did it again. That time it hit me. It's just his only reversal 3-frame attack that's not incredibly risky. It's still incredibly risky. Here I go for a better punish. I was in a really... It was still awful. It was a DP that I definitely couldn't do stand hard kick on, and I recognized it in the second. I was like, I'm not going to recover in time to stand hard kick and time to punish this. So I just went for my normal punish combo that's really fast, the stand medium punch, into... Well, I went for crouch. I tried to... I don't know what I tried to do. I'm pretty sure I went for stand medium punch into crouch medium punch, but some wires in my brain got crossed, and I got that really, really bad overhead. Definitely the right punish combo would have put me in a really great position here, but now I'm still in the corner instead of getting out of the corner. If I did like a hard Tatsu combo, I would have got out of the corner cleanly. More fireballs. There's the clean DP. Didn't do it. The Tatsu kind of screwed with my angle, so I didn't get the full connect. I got the partial connect. Really, really bad timing on that one. Just I got what I went for, but it was just really a bad decision from that timing. Bad meaty jump in, can't reversal those. I'm feeling pretty confident right now. I don't really want to throw that many fireballs just because I don't want to get jumped in on. I've got a lot of HP. That's basically the main way I can lose. Nice little run. And he mistimed his punish. That's like not a super hard juggle. It's unfortunate for him. He dropped a lot of combos. He dropped a lot of scenarios where he could have just killed me in this set and the other set, which I don't show off. Overall, over the 3 sets, I would say I consistently anti-aired almost not at all. And I know for a fact that consistent anti-air is better than non-consistent anti-air. Anytime where I block a jump in, I could have anti-aired a jump in most of the time. So definitely that was a big thing to work on. Whenever you've got a little list of things to do, and your gameplay style isn't consistent with that list, either you've got to see every time that there's a dissonance. If I didn't anti-air, and if I did anti-air, if I didn't anti-air and it paid off for me, that's a pretty bad example. If I didn't throw fireballs and it paid off for me, I would then have to second guess whether throwing fireballs was really good. Or like if I said I want to hang back and then I constantly rush down, and then I'd have to look at whether rushing down was rewarding me or not, and then I'd have to decide whether I always want to rush down or whether I should have been playing defensively in the first place. You've always got to look at whether your list that you make for things to watch out for is even things worth watching out for. I'm pretty sure these are all things worth watching out for. I definitely could play a more aggressive Ryu, and I definitely tried subconsciously to play a more aggressive Ryu. So that was kind of a problem with my Ryu over all the sets, is that I kind of got lost in the character and then just defaulted to aggression and just moving inwards and just pushing plus frame normals and not focusing on my defense, which is the thing I was really trying to use. That being said, aggressive Ryu isn't bad. It's just that it's bad that I was going for something I knew a little bit versus something I didn't know very much at all. It's bad that I was defaulting to game mechanics as opposed to Ryu's kind of unique tools. I did a decent job keeping out the corner, mostly through just Tatsus and punishes and whatnot, and just trying to resist getting pushed into the corner during like fireball wars and footsies. I did get cornered a lot versus the Cammy. I didn't get cornered that much versus the other characters. Um, I didn't really use. I used a lot of crouch medium kick and crouch medium punch. That was my main pokes. I didn't use stand medium kick almost at all, and I didn't use stand hard kick or hard punch almost at all. And those are pretty good pokes, and I just didn't really play with them. So definitely, if I was trying to keep on playing with Ryu, I'd try to fix those missing pieces into my game. Crouch medium punch is definitely his best poke in terms of conversions, but stand medium kick is probably his best poke in terms of success, and I didn't hit it a lot at all. And stand hard punch is really important as a counter poke versus some normals, and I didn't hit it at all. So I need to learn what hard punch does and what it beats and how I can use that. I didn't use close fireballs as a poke very often at all either. I used it more than the other ones. Close fireballs I at least used somewhat. Um, I would say overall this little list I made was pretty good. I would say I definitely have some things to work on theoretically in training mode if I want to get to be a better Ryu player. I hope you had fun watching this. Can't wait for the season 2 changes. I'll be running through every single character with one of these little series. Um, as I get through the bread and butter combos, I'll probably do other characters. I'll probably do the characters of these as I do those. So I'll probably make me playing online with Green ranked not too long from now. My Ryu isn't great, but it's better than my Kareen. So that's probably going to be a mess, but I hope you guys stick around, sub, whatever, and I hope you enjoy it when it comes out.